Hello and welcome to this presentation. So, this presentation will present the paper title of Anaesthetist Rostering Mobile Application for Hospital Canselor Tuanku Muhriz. So, this paper basically organized by three persons, include me as a presenter today, Muhammad Nuriza bin Abdullah, and then the second one is Prof. Dr. Masri Ayub, and then the third one is Raja Nur Natasha Raja Ahmad Anwar. So we begin with the introduction. So hospital manager must ensure that their rostering process can run smoothly and efficiently to avoid the absence of staff on duty and achieve increase in the hospital workload, which can cause physical fatigue in healthcare. In Hospital Canselor Tuanku Muhriz, SCTM, an anaesthetist is an important person who must be available during the surgery phase in the surgical department. But currently, the anaesthetist rostering in SCTM use a manually system such as Google Form and Microsoft Excel to collect the request, set up the rostering planning, and organize the roster. This manual system seems unreliable, hard to manage, and lead the manual system inefficient. Therefore, this work aims to design and develop a mobile application for anesthetic rostering. So the mobile application must be able to allow an anesthetist to make a roster request, view the roster, and can request a swap roster, accept or reject a swap roster, request extra. So we begin with the next is the literature review. So an anaesthetist is a physician that have many tasks. The responsible of anaesthetist is for administering anesthetic or sedation during medical procedures. A schedule, often called a roster, is a list of employees and associated information. There is location, working time, responsibilities for a given a period of for a week, month, or session. Duty scheduling is the assignment of tasks to staff. It is a process of analyzing the workload in an organization, the time available to implement the workload, and the distribution of the work according to the time available. Pastio in 2015, they proposed an intelligence mobile device application to deal with lot of obstacles in day-to-day medical rostering management and improve workflow in medical units. A few functions were implemented on their research to allow healthcare to get informed online and make ad hoc change to their shift dynamically through smartphone. Besides that, also they implement a calendar function to increase the efficiency of the application in managing the roster. Another work is on in paper Zoo 2019 enhance the existing approach manual staff rostering planning by significantly reducing the number of man hours used in the process of planning and minimizing the possibility of human error in the rostering process. So this is the methodology of this paper. So it's have a three part, which is part one is existing system, part two is the proposed system, and the last part is the use case diagram. So for the existing system, uh, based on the beginning presentation, I already mentioned that STM use a manual technique to generate the roster. The monthly roster request is prepared every month to collect the request for duty using the Google form. So Anaesthetist can choose their duty on preferred days and shift in that month. So the roster maker will manage the roster by taking the data from the Google form and organize it inside Microsoft Excel. So based on the existing system for the request, they have some example of the request, such as the anesthetic can request for the leave, for the AM duty or PM duty. Also the anesthetic can request for the no call part, which is in anesthetist rostering, they have a duty for the on call that running for 24 hour. So the anesthetic can request for the no call. So the proposed system is the mobile application. So the mobile application can help to collect the request from the anesthetist. The also is allow the anesthetist to make the emergency request. So emergency request we found is can useful to help the anesthetist to request or inform the hospital about their situation if they can unable to work that on that day of their shift. And then the proposed system also allows the anesthetist to exchange duty with their colleagues through the swap roster request. This function can give more flexibility to anesthetists work at their preferred time or day. So the last one is the use case diagram. So the use case diagram basically the interaction between the system and the actor. So in anesthetic rostering mobile application, we have authentication part like login, and then we have can make a roster request, view the roster schedule, can request the emergency request and swap the roster, can accept or reject the swap roster request, and accept or reject the emergency request. So as the result, we show several interface for the mobile application for anesthetic rostering part. The interface one is the roster part. The second one is the interface for anesthetists to make requests. They can fill the form. And then the third one is the interface for the emergency request. And then the last one is interface for the anesthetist to make a swap request. So as the conclusion, an anesthetic rostering mobile application that already presented in this paper is still not been testing yet, because it's still under design and development. So the aim of this rostering mobile application is to assist the anaesthetist rostering in CTM by enabling real-time communication between anaesthetist through the smartphone and tablets. The features that are being implemented in this system is to give flexibility to the admin, easily manage the request for anesthetic duty and access the roster from any location. It also can reduce the workload for the roster maker that is really possible to manage the roster. So for the feature enhancement, it will integrate with the web-based application and the artificial intelligence engines to automatically construct the anesthetic roster based on the request made by anesthetic using this anesthetic rostering mobile application. So that's all for this presentation. Thank you for listening this presentation. We would like to wish to thank to University Kebangsaan Malaysia and the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia for supporting and funding for this work. Thank you.